Hello, friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing really good. So, now in this lecture, we are going to start with a new chapter, very interesting chapter, that is marginal costing. Very interesting, but the most important chapter, marginal costing. Because in every attempt, almost every attempt, you are getting a question from marginal costing, right? If not for 10 marks, for 5 marks, you are definitely getting a question on marginal costing, right? So 99.9% chances are that you will get a question from this chapter. That is why this is one of the most important chapters, right? Now, before we start with this chapter, please guys subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications. And if you like the videos, right, if you are learning something good from these videos, do hit the like button on each and every video. That is very important, right? And obviously share with all your friends on all the platforms, Instagram, Telegram, wherever you can. You can on Instagram, you can tag us in your posts, right? So more and more people can reach us, and more students can take the benefit of these free lectures, absolutely free of cost you are getting. And all those who want to take that extra benefit of scoring some good marks, they can go for the handbooks which are available on our website, that is www.kstteaching.org, and the supporting courses like the ICISM series is there on our Android mobile app. All the links are given in the video description. Telegram, Instagram, mobile app, website, everything is given in the video description. Now, I hope that whatever we have covered so far till standard costing, you have done it quite well. You have revised it very well. You have practiced the questions, whatever questions were required, you have practiced, right? And the same technique you are going to follow in the marginal costing. We are going to start with the very basics. First, we'll try to understand that why this chapter is important, what is the meaning of this chapter, right? We'll try to set up the base for this chapter. After that, we will move on to the concepts, right? So 1 or 2 lectures will set up the base. We'll try to understand the very basic concepts of this chapter, right? After that, we'll jump on to the formulas part or the actual conceptual part, right? So whatever the base we are going to set, it is absolutely relevant. It is not like that you have to jump to the directly to the relevant part, that is the break even point or all those things that we are going to study. No, this base is very important for you, because in the examination these basic things are you people are going to remember these basic things. So this is very important. Okay, let's start with marginal costing. So whenever we start a chapter, first we try to understand the meaning of that chapter, right? So the first thing that we need to understand is, what is a marginal cost? What is a marginal cost? Right? This is the first thing that we need to understand. Why I'm writing cost and not costing? Sir, costing is a technique. Costing is a technique of identifying the cost. That is what we studied in the very first lecture, right? So first we need to understand what is a marginal cost. What do you mean by a marginal cost? Costing is basically the afterwards. Costing is a technique of identifying the cost. But if we don't know what is a cost, right? If we don't know what is that marginal cost, how can we say we are doing marginal costing? We will not be able to say that. Now, let's take an example from your life only. I'll take an example from your life only, because this is the best thing to help you remember the concepts. If you are going to relate it with your life, right, that is the best way. Let's say you are a CA student or a CMA student or whichever course you are doing. Let's say you are a CA student. Right, sir? Okay. Now, if you are a student, CA student, obviously you will be taking the coaching also for the various subjects. Say you are taking the CA coaching. You are a CA student, so you are taking the coaching for the various subjects. Now, let's say you this location A, this is location number A, which is your home, right? And there is location number B, which is your coaching center, right? Your home and coaching center are 5 kilometers apart. 5 kilometers distance. Let's say at this coaching center only, you are taking the coaching for, say, accounts, and you paid them 10,000 rupees. Then you started with the law, you paid them 10,000 rupees. Total you have paid 20,000. Now in a particular month, say in the month of August, you started with the accounts coaching and paid them 10,000 rupees, and you started with the law coaching and you paid them 10,000 rupees, total 20,000 rupees you have paid. You are taking all the coachings at one center only. This is what our assumption is, right? You are not going to the different coaching centers. And this is not an online coaching that you will sit home and study. No, you are going to a physical center, right? There you are taking the coaching. For accounts you paid 10,000 and for law you paid 10,000. Now what happened in the next month? Say in the month of September, you decided to take another coaching. You went to the coaching center and say, sir, I want to take the coaching for tax also. So they will always welcome you. They will say, come, we were waiting for you, right? They will ask you, take costing also. You will say, no. Costing, we are already doing it from KST teaching. No costing. We need only taxation, isn't it? So they will welcome you with the open arms because they need money. That's it. So they will welcome you and say, okay, pay another 10,000 rupees for tax and you can come to the tax class. So total now, what is your total cost? 30,000. Right? This 30,000 is your total coaching fee. Total coaching fee for group 1. Total coaching fee for group 1, 30,000 rupees. Right? Now this one assumption is very important, that all this coaching you are taking at one coaching center, that is this B. This B coaching center, you are taking the whole coaching at this point only. Okay, so total coaching fee is 30,000 rupees. Great, sir. Now, just tell me one thing. If we talk about your coaching fee, coaching fee of 30,000, right? Now, I can say that this coaching fee is a variable cost. Isn't it? This is a variable cost. Why it is a variable cost? What is a variable cost? We have already studied in the very first lecture. Variable cost is any cost which changes with the change in the level of activity. Now the same thing is happening here, that this cost will change. Your coaching cost, this coaching fee will change when you add another subject. So as soon as you add another output, another unit of the finished good, that is the subject, right, your cost will change. So I can say this coaching fee is your variable cost, right? Any cost which changes with the change in the level of activity or the output, that is known as a variable cost. So here the coaching fee, earlier it was 20,000, and afterwards as you increased one more subject, this fee jumped to 30,000. So it is a variable cost. It is not a fixed cost, right? So one aspect is about the variable cost in this, right? Now come to the another aspect. I told you that this coaching center is 5 kilometers away. Obviously, now you will be commuting from point A to point B from your home to the coaching center. You go in the morning, you come back in the evening, right? So there will be some travel expenditure on this. There will be some travel expenses, whether it is fuel expenses if you are using your own bike, car, whatever, right? So there will be fuel expenses. If you are in the metro cities, you might be using the metros, right? Or any public transportation you might be using. So there will be some sort of travel expenses for commuting from point A to point B. Let's say your travel expenses for the month are 4,000 rupees. Let's say your travel expenses are 4,000 rupees. Now tell me one thing. In the August, you were just studying 2 subjects, and after that in the September, you are added another subject. With this addition of the subject, Will your travel expenses change? With the addition of this subject, will the travel expenses change? Will this change? Right? We are assuming that you are taking all the coachings at one place only. At one place only, you are taking all the coachings, right? So, just tell me one thing. You go in the morning, you attend all the 3 coachings, come back in the evening. Earlier, you were going in the morning, attend the 2 coachings, come back in the afternoon, right? The only thing that has changed is that instead of afternoon, you are coming back in the evening now. So tell me, will the travel expenses change? No, sir. The travel expenses were not changed because earlier also when you were studying 2 subjects, you were commuting from point A to point B and from point B to point A. After the addition of the 3rd subject, again the same thing is going on. You are commuting from point A to point B and then from B to A. The only thing is your time of commutation has changed. That's it. Right? With a change in the time, your travel expenses cannot change. So that means this travel expense is going to remain constant. So that means if we talk about the travel expenses, 4,000 rupees, these travel expenses are my fixed cost. This is my fixed cost. Right? So this is another concept, that is fixed cost and variable cost. That means if we talk about the total cost, that is 30,000 plus 4,000 travel expenses. This 30,000, our total cost can be divided into variable cost and fixed cost, right? We can say our total cost can be divided into 2 parts. One is variable cost and the another one is fixed cost. Right? Variable and fixed cost. Now, till now, in any of the chapters, what we take total cost. We are not bifurcating it into the variable cost and the fixed cost. We have not done any bifurcation into variable and fixed cost. What we have done is we are taking the total cost. Right? Now, why I have bifurcated this into variable cost and fixed cost in the chapter of marginal costing only. Right? Let's see now what is a marginal cost. Till now, I haven't told anything about the marginal cost. Let's see something about marginal cost. What is marginal cost? First, we will write something, then we'll try to understand. What is a marginal cost? It is the cost incurred. It is the additional cost. It is the additional cost incurred for producing one additional unit. Now, what it means, try to understand. In the same example, so your earlier cost was 20,000 rupees. Your cost here was 20,000 rupees, right? Now you added one more subject. What is the additional cost that you are paying if you add one more unit or one more subject here? What is the additional cost that you are paying? We say that total 30,000 is my variable cost. No issues in that. But I am saying, what is if you add one more subject? What is the additional cost that you will be paying? The additional cost in this case will be 10,000 rupees. So this 10,000 becomes my marginal cost. Marginal cost. That the marginal cost says if you add one unit to the existing unit in this case is accounts and law, right? The cost is 20,000. If you add one more unit, you are adding tax. What is the additional cost that you will incur for that one extra unit? That will be 10,000 rupees. Now overall 30,000 is my variable cost. Overall, this coaching fee is my variable cost. Out of that, what is the additional expenditure that I am paying, additional cost I am paying for one more unit is my marginal cost. right? So this rupees 10,000 which is paid for the additional subject, that is text, is my marginal cost, whereas the total cost of 30,000 is my variable cost. So from here I can say one thing, that marginal cost is a variable cost. I can say one thing, that marginal cost is a variable cost. I can say this. Sir, how can you say this? Marginal cost is a variable cost, sir. How can you say this? Because in the marginal cost I am saying the additional cost that you will incur. That means the cost will change. The cost will change. If you are adding one more unit with the addition, this 10,000, this cost will change, right? What we call the cost which changes with the change in the activity or the output. If you are adding one more subject, that is another output unit, your cost is changing. What we call it as changing cost? It is variable cost. The fixed cost, will the fuel cost change here? Will the fuel cost change? No, sir. So fuel cost is not a marginal cost, whereas variable cost, marginal cost, right? The cost which will change with the change in the level of activity, that is variable cost. We call it as marginal cost also. The difference is that in the marginal cost, when we talk about the additional expenditure for manufacturing one extra unit, that is known as my marginal cost. In this case 10,000, 30,000 is my variable cost and 10,000 is the marginal cost, right? So if I talk about this, total 30,000 is my variable cost, right? And 10,000, that is the additional that is paid for tax. This is my marginal cost. Clear? Clear, sir? The basic concept of marginal cost is clear. So that is why I say that it is the additional cost incurred for producing one additional unit, and the marginal cost is a variable cost. Now let's talk from the point of view of a manufacturer. Come to the business point of view. Earlier we have been taking about your example, that, right? This example is clear, I hope. Please keep this in mind. This example, this is the base, right? This is the base. Then we divided the cost into variable and fixed overheads. Now let's talk about from the point of view of manufacturer. Right? Let's say he's manufacturing 100 units, and the cost of manufacturing these 100 units is, say, 10,000 rupees. Now he decided to manufacture another unit of this. So the number of units will be 101 units. The cost, obviously the cost will increase, right? That comes to 10,500. Now what happens, sir? For manufacturing one additional unit, what is the extra cost that he has to incur? 500 rupees. 500 rupees extra cost that he has to incur for manufacturing one additional unit. So this 500 rupees becomes my marginal cost. The fixed cost is not going to change. It will remain constant whether you manufacture 100 units or whether you manufacture 101 units. It will not impact any of your fixed cost, right? The only impact will be on the variable cost. So what is the extra expenditure that we are doing? This 500 rupees, this becomes my marginal cost. You're able to understand that if you manufacture one extra unit, what will be the extra cost that you have to incur? Now, why is it relevant for a manufacturer to know this? Why is it relevant for a manufacturer to know this marginal cost? Why this marginal costing is being done from the business point of view? Why is it relevant? Can you tell me, give me the reasons for that? Very simple reason is, sir, manufacturer is interested in knowing that whether it is beneficial for him to manufacture an extra unit and incur an additional cost of 500. See, every cost is important from the business point of view. Every cost that you are going to incur is going to impact your profits, right? So this manufacturer is very much interested in knowing that, sir, if I have decided to manufacture another unit, I will be incurring 500 rupees cost. Is it worth spending another 500? Will I be able to make those sufficient profits out of it? Right? So the manufacturer is interested in knowing that is it worth spending 500 rupees on one additional unit, That means, will I be able to earn the sufficient profits to cover this 500 rupees? Is it beneficial to manufacture one extra unit, incur 500 rupees on that and sell it? Right? So that is why, to know this, whether that how much of the this quantity or the number of units should be manufactured, whether we should manufacture one extra unit or not, for this purpose the marginal costing technique is being used in the businesses, right? It is used to know that how much of the quantity is to be manufactured, number of units to be manufactured, that because every unit will have some extra cost, and if we are not able to sell that unit, that means the cost will go from our pocket only. So we need to identify that what is the cost for manufacturing one additional unit, and if you are manufacturing that additional unit, whether you will be able to sell that additional unit and cover up your additional cost that you are incurring, right? Additional cost means the marginal cost that you are going to incur, whether you will be able to cover up that or not. Otherwise, there is no fun of manufacturing the additional units, right? Like in this example, we say that you are adding the text. Now, what you will say? You will try to identify one thing before joining the class, that if I pay 10,000 rupees, whether I will be able to clear that paper or not. Whether I will get that worth from there. If I pay 10,000 is my cost, whether I will get that worth from there or not. If you feel that you will get the worth of 10,000 rupees from there, you will be able to recover your cost, right? By understanding the concepts, that the teacher is so good that you will be able to cover up everything. You will get the worth of 10,000, only then you will join. Otherwise, why will you pay 10,000 rupees and waste your money? Right? So similar way, the business has to know that. Now, many a times, if you see in this chapter also, in some of the other chapters also, many a times this terminology marginal cost, marginal cost and variable cost, these two terminologies have been used interchangeably, right? Interchangeably means that marginal cost can be used to define the variable cost and variable cost to marginal cost. For example, let's talk about the direct cost, that is direct material, direct labor cost, and direct expenses, right? Now tell me whether this is a variable cost or a fixed cost. All the direct expenses, if I talk about direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, all these are my variable cost or these are my fixed cost. See, what is a direct expense? Direct expense is any expense which changes with the change in the level of activity, right? Say if you are manufacturing a t-shirt, right? My direct material being used is the button or the tag, right? The size tag, label, all those things, that is my direct material. Now, if I am going to manufacture one additional unit, so my one additional tag will be used and it is identifiable in one unit of the finished product, right? So all this direct cost is my variable cost. Why it is a variable cost? Because this cost will change with the change in the level of activity. this cost will change with the change in the level of activity, right? So we can call them as marginal cost also, right? The only thing is marginal cost will define as that for manufacturing one additional unit, what is the extra direct material cost. Otherwise, these two terms have been used interchangeably, marginal cost and the variable cost, right? And always remember, whatever is your direct cost, it is always a marginal cost or a variable cost. It is always, because the direct cost is identifiable in 1 unit of the finished product. And if you say that a cost is identifiable in 1 unit of the finished product, that it will change if you manufacture that additional product, whereas the fixed cost like the rent, salary, these are not going to change whether you manufacture 100 units, whether you manufacture 101 units. That is why I bifurcated the cost into variable and fixed cost, because the impact of the marginal cost will be on the variable cost only. The fixed cost will remain constant. So what we have to see when we are manufacturing a unit, we have to see it from the point of variable cost, that whether whatever the extra variable cost that we will incur, the marginal cost or the variable cost that we will incur, whether that will be sufficient to cover for the fixed cost. I'll come to the concept of contribution, don't worry about it. What I'm saying is, whenever a business is manufacturing an additional unit, the focus is on the variable cost, that is the extra cost that we will incur. The rent or other things, definitely doesn't matter. When you are deciding upon the tax, you are not thinking about the fuel expenses, right? The fuel expenses 4,000 is going to be incurred anyhow, right? Whether you add tax or not, that is irrelevant. So when you are thinking of taking the tax coaching, you are just focused on the variable cost, that is those 10,000 rupees, whether I get the worth of that or not. So you're not focused on the fixed cost. That is why in this case, we are going to divide the cost into two parts. One is variable cost, another one is fixed cost. Now, if we talk about the cost, okay, something on the variable and fixed cost, I will just extend it a little bit. We can have two more types of cost. If we talk about the cost, we have just talked about. So one is variable cost, as we have discussed, right? Another one is fixed cost. Third one is semi-variable cost, semi-variable or semi-fixed cost. And the fourth one is step cost. Variable cost we have studied, which changes with the change in the level of activity. Fixed cost is which remains fixed. What is semi-variable? Semi-variable is the combination of variable and fixed cost, that some part of that cost will be fixed and some part of that cost will be variable. Then what is the step cost? Step cost is that up to a particular level of activity you will have a fixed cost. After that you will start having the variable cost, right? Up to a particular level of activity, then you will have variable cost. After that, again for a particular level of activity, you will have a fixed cost, right? Then after that again for a certain level of activity, you will have variable cost. So in this way, you will have the steps or the staircase, right? This is known as step cost. Clear? So we can basically have four types of cost: variable, fixed, semi-variable and step cost. And in this chapter now you must have understood that it is very important to bifurcate the cost into variable and fixed, at least, because the focus is going to be on the variable cost. That if we are manufacturing one extra unit, whether our variable cost is covered or not, whether we will be able to sell that product and cover our variable cost or not. The fixed cost is anyhow to be incurred, right? Whether you manufacture that additional unit or not. Clear? So this is about the very basic of marginal costing. So in the next lecture, what we are going to discuss about is the marginal cost statement, that how we present something in the form of a statement. The statements we have been preparing, cost sheet, everything we have done, right? So we'll discuss something about the marginal cost statement. What are the special features of that? We will discuss what we have been doing so far and what we will be doing in this particular chapter of marginal costing, right? So we'll continue in the next lecture. See you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.